I'm back for DustCS's ongoing coverage of DreamHack Atlanta, Knockout BYOC, and Cxzi following an unfortunate end of their run, following a close 2-1 loss to M80. So really close game there. You struck the first blow. Why do you think you guys ran out of momentum on map 3?
I just kind of ran out of gas, and me and Wolfie both just kind of ran out of gas. Like, we were doing a lot. I mean, Connor and Viz both stepped up well to help us out in that game, but yeah, I mean, we just kind of ran out of gas. Like, we couldn't really get anything going, and we lost a couple of stupid rounds, and yeah, I mean, that's what it was.
Overall, though, how do you think you did against M80, considering they're one of North America's best teams?
I mean, it could have been a 2-0 for us, honestly. I mean, they could say it could have been a 2-0 for them too. I mean, Inferno was pretty close and a couple of swing rounds here and there. But I mean, Ancient, we had the momentum and came back. We were coming back on. I mean, we could have easily went to overtime, and who knows what would have happened.
Looking at this LAN overall, though, how do you think you did? Of course, it's a pretty small LAN. With only 14 teams, you played, 4 matches? Most of them against smaller, lower-level teams. But what are your main takeaways from this event?
I mean, being able to go close against NRG in the Revival Cup, and also being very close to M80. I mean, it's just good. It's just good for us because I think we can say not counting passion, but the top 3 of NA, it's kind of defined now. I think you could say almost. So I think that we just are gonna take this and keep on improving and just try to keep on pushing for that second spot.
Would you say then that you're number 4?
I would say 3. I would say, I mean, if you include passion, 4. But I think if you look at it with the people that usually play in region, M80, NRG, and then us.
With that, so you missed out on the EPL spot, which is quite unfortunate. But you're still gaining VRS points here, or gaining VRS points in other competitions. Are you kind of happy with where the team is right now since you've joined as an IGL?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had kind of that weird thing with Cup 3, so we lost a lot of points for kind of no reason, just because the roster thing got messed up, and so we didn't practice for that time because I mean it was going to be tough to play matches for Dust 2 or Mythic, and then also practice for ECL with a sub. It was just kind of a mess, so we kind of just didn't practice for that 2-week period. So now we're getting back. This was, I think, last week was our first week back into practice, I guess you could say. So we're just kind of starting where we left off.
Looking for what comes next. So immediately after this event, when you get home, you're going to be playing in the grand finals of the DustCS Eagle Master Series number 4. Right now, it's looking to either be Sports Bet Expert, Voca, or Sports Bet Expert, Voca, or Take Flight in the finals. Who do you think you have a good matchup against? Do you think all those teams are beatable?
I mean, I think we'll win against any single team that you named. I mean, we've beaten them all consistently and pretty clearly, so I'm not too worried about it.
And then we're rapidly approaching the end of the year. There's a big NA showdown coming up at Frag Jersey down at Rowan University. Taking into consideration your results here, your results online, do you think you guys have what it takes to win that event?
Yeah, I mean, I think all these games are pretty close. I mean, all these NA teams play each other very close. So I mean, whoever just shows up a little bit better individually can win the event. I mean, I don't think there's many European teams. I think it's mostly NA. I think Saul might be the one European team, but I mean, they might drop out with all the VRS they got from Bucharest. So who knows? I mean, it would be great if it was an NA showdown though.
When you left Complexity, and then before you joined this team, you were obviously pretty down about losing that opportunity to continue playing with JT and co. Now that you've joined Marsborne, things are looking really good. Obviously Wolfie's unleashed now that he doesn't have the IGL. You're doing great as an IGL. It looks like your individual form is pretty great. How are you feeling overall about your career now that you've had success recently with Marsborne?
I mean, I feel good. I mean, I think the whole thing with Complexity was just kind of with how it was how it kind of ended. Something needed to change in the team, but also I think we were switching a lot of roles up, and I went from kind of being doing my own thing in some of these spots, or just taking fights or whatever, to kind of lurking and playing different spots that I was still learning, and it wasn't we were in EU, for 6 months out of the year. It was a lot of back and forth, and a lot of time we were in NA, so it's we were just falling behind the whole time. But I mean, I was able to with Marsborne, I was able to I as a person, as an IGL, obviously the good stuff we had from Complexity, obviously you're gonna use some of it, and from looking at games and looking at different teams, I've stolen stuff from so many different teams, even M80. Honestly, everybody has some good stuff that you can always use. So I like being able to choose the bits and pieces I like to use and incorporate it into the game.
Looking big picture at this event, you know, a lot of people have said online, a lot of people have talked about whether or not this event is good value for money, considering, you know, it's quite expensive for some of these smaller teams, your lags, your sports bets, etc., to go to one of these events with the costs associated with the BYC. With that in mind, do you think this is something that ESL should do again, maybe next year for DreamHack, or do you want them to go back to the drawing board and maybe think about some other offerings?
I mean, the idea of having like a pro league spot for like a pro league spot for this kind of thing is cool. Like, I think it would be better if like they found some kind of way of like maybe even doing it with like a frag, like merging it with frag or something like that, or like making their own like, or getting their own like space. So like it might be only traveling to the event or getting hotels is like the thing that people need to do. I think having to bring all this stuff, renting PCs, I think that's going to be really hard for a lot of teams. But also, I think like there is one in we have this one in Atlanta, but they also have one in Sweden. I think you can honestly make it like region lock for like the one in Europe is for like the European like whatever, and you make this one like America's kind of thing, and you just kind of keep it separate. Because I mean, if you have bigger organizations like Big for example, like they're able to afford to come here and just play, and like, you know, if someone needs a pro league spot, they can just keep on doing that. So,
and obviously you think that shouldn't be allowed.
Huh?
And obviously you think that shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, I think we need the regions more separate. Like, I think if it's like going to be an open, like I said this about Frag, I think that the 10K events should be more just Americas, and the bigger ones should be open to everybody, because it's hard for us. Like, I mean, it's hard for either I guess like region to go to each country, but as a European team, they're going to come here. They're going to beat up on a lot of other teams, and it takes away from the opportunities that we get as a region already. And I mean, it's just like a lot of these teams on A like don't feel the need to go to European land and try to like barely make it out of groups. I just don't think that's the reality.
I would say in some ways too, it's not that they don't want to, it's that they can't really afford to.
Yeah.
Do you feel blessed in that regard that, you know, Marsborne has been able to send you guys to so many lands this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a blessing that we've been able to go to every frag so far. Like the ones at least I've been a part of, haven't missed anything, and we're still planning on going to Miami, and we have Jersey next week, and we have Flomland. So we have like the next 3 lands coming up too. So it's gonna be nice.
All right, that sounds like we're gonna see Cxzi and Marsborne in action a lot more. Thank you so much for your time.